Good morning. My name is Sally Hoban, and I'm the retired school nurse at Bound Brook High School. I might look like I'm back at work, and it's because I am. They have brought me back to work the last couple of months of June. So I'm back. I've been asked by, my daughter, Katie Hoban, and Abina, to speak to you about school health. In about 2008, and my dates are a little bit fuzzy, there was a guidance counselor here at Bound Brook High School who applied for a school health grant that was administered by the CDC and guided by Empower Somerset. We won the grant, and they came in and we did a school health index on the school and figured out that we were very behind on employee health and also on parent and family information. So those are the two modules over the next 3 years that we worked on with Empower Somerset. We met monthly, and we instituted several health initiatives, including providing water for all of the teachers, which is a big deal. It seems like a simple thing, but it was hugely successful. Along those lines, we also, for parent education, we started a program called Every 15 Minutes. Every 15 minutes is a drunk driving program. It lasts for 2 days. The entire student body is involved in the Every 15 Minutes program. And what it is, it's designed to show students what a drunk driving accident would look like, and then the second day to show them what a drunk driving funeral would look like. It sounds pretty morbid, but in reality it does give an eye-opening event to the students. We bring the event around at the end of the second day by bringing in parents who have lost a child to drunk driving incidents, and they're able to give their stories to the students. There's usually not a dry eye in the house. We do invite parents also to the same event so that they understand also the ramifications of drinking and driving. That program is actually expanding into texting and driving, or distracted driving. Big program, takes a lot of work to put it on, but with the help of Empower Somerset, we were able to provide really dynamic speakers for the kids to listen how drunk driving has affected their lives. Along with our school health grant, one of the things that we identified, or one of the things we initiated, was fitness grams. And during our fitness grams, we realized through research that our students, particularly females who were immigrating into the United States from Central America, were gaining weight at alarming rates, including one young lady who gained 30 pounds over 6 months. We're coming to the land of plenty, where there's a Burger King and a McDonald's on every corner, along with Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. So we thought about that. Our group got together. We spoke with Kristen Shiro and Ruth Prothero from Empower Somerset, and we came together with a plan that we felt we should attack the parents. We still were low on our parent information, and we would provide them with one of our food service employees to teach them how to cook healthy foods for their students. Well, in the meantime, Robert Wood Johnson Somerset, our local hospital, came out with a program called El Poder sobre la Diabetes, which they felt if they attacked the population in Bound Brook, which is heavily Hispanic, over a 12-week period, they could identify parents and children who might have diabetes. We ran the program for the first time. We had approximately 20 participants. We were pretty happy with that amount for the first time program. And it turns out half of that population had diabetes or were pre-diabetic. So we were able to do a lot of things for them, including teaching them how to cook correctly. We taught them where the healthier foods were in ShopRite, and we also were able to get them into a healthcare system and get them to the doctor so that they could take care of their diabetes. Very successful. We ran it over 5 years, and it was an award-winning program nationally because it was New Jersey selection for health initiatives that went to a national conference. Along with the student who was eating more, we realized that, or the students that were eating more, and we attacked them with the El Porto Sobre blood diabetes, we also realized that kids were hungry. We knew that. Any school nurse in the state of New Jersey knows that kids that come in the morning are usually and have stomach aches are usually hungry. So Kristen Shiro and Ruth Prothero from Empower Somerset again came in and told me that they had just been to the Advocacy for Children project in Newark, their annual conference, and had realized that Bound Brook was leaving $300,000 in federal money on the table and not using it to provide our students with breakfast. We are at about approximately 71% free and reduced lunch rate. So they told us that we could successfully do a breakfast program without any cost to the taxpayers in the town, and every student would be able to get a breakfast. Originally, that program was not received well by administration, and it was not received well by our food service because they didn't think that it would be profitable for them to initiate some things that they were going to have to do to get the program up and running. But we were persistent, and we pushed, and in approximately 2012 we rolled out our first breakfast program at our middle school, and within a month we knew that we needed to roll it out to the entire district. The business administrator finally got on board, the food service finally got on board. Now my math is a little fuzzy, but when you have 71% free and reduced rate on your students for breakfast or lunch program, food services, and this is where my math gets a little funny, so please don't quote me on these numbers, but if you have a student who's on free and reduced lunch, the federal government will give them $2 for breakfast reimbursement. Our food service can give those students a breakfast for $1. So that's where it provides the rest of the students with a free breakfast. And there was actually money left over, approximately $50,000 after the first 6 months of the program being initiated. So the food service was pretty happy about that. The breakfast program was a big success. Usually people ask us if our test scores went up, and unfortunately in those couple of years we went from New Jersey standard testing to PARCC testing, and we didn't really have solid numbers excuse me, to make comparisons. So the one thing that we can tell you is our tardy rate to school dropped tremendously, and so did our attendance rates. The breakfast program has now been in effect for about 6 years. We see a significant drop in the number of students in the nurse's office who have stomach aches. We do have some extra food that we can give the students from the breakfast program that they can take home on weekends if they need to, if they really need some nourishment. Our breakfast program was very successful. We went from feeding 15 students, that's 15 students, on a daily basis to 1,900. The state of New Jersey government stood up and looked at that and were quite happy with something that we had done, and we got some statewide recognition for our breakfast program. After the breakfast program was initiated, I was called into the Senate to testify on our breakfast program by the Advocacy of Children project, and because of the testimony, because of the research that had been done on it, the law passed that now every student in the state of New Jersey in schools that have at least 50% free and reduced rates are entitled to a breakfast program. So it's been a big success all around. I'd like to thank you for the time, and enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll be retired again soon. Thanks.